Yeah.
Hi, Bert.
Hey. What's up, Bert?
What's up, buddy?
How are you, man?
I'm amazing. How are you guys?
Good. We're amazing, too, Bert Marcus. How to make money selling drugs.
Whoa.
There's a buzz on this fucking documentary. Big time buzz.
I've heard about it.
You haven't heard about it?
Yeah.
You haven't or heard? Or,
I have heard about it, yeah.
See? Colin Quinn even knows about it, Bert
Maybe
Marcus.
online I saw something. I don't remember.
It's a story about you, yeah?
Well, you tell me if this guy would sell drugs.
This night.
19.
Very adorable.
I was a little
We're going back a little bit.
A little bit of a, you know.
Colin Quinn's been bragging.
You exfoliate. You look the same.
I moved product.
He's bragging, showing that old picture of himself to everybody today.
I think it's an awful photo.
Oh.
Well, you're only one man.
What kind of drugs were you doing back then, Carl?
Mescaline, speed, pot, just about those, mostly that stuff. Once in a while, a little acid, but that was basically.
A little acid.
It was a big mescaline period. Quaaludes were big, 2-and-alls. 697s, Crossroads. I could go on.
Yeah, I could go on. And you tapped out at 24, right?
Yeah, I did.
It's been a while, so.
Yeah.
Did you ever sell?
Yeah.
No, I meant Bert.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bert.
with a name like Bert, I need all the help I can get. But no, I was never got into the selling thing. A lot of friends, obviously, a lot of people I was around.
So the documentary is about how to make money selling drugs. Do you interview drug dealers, or what exactly is it about?
We try to interview people from all sides and all perspectives of the war on drugs. And I think that's what makes this documentary different. It's set up like a video game. And so for all the gamers out there, and especially for that new generation that's kind of seen the same rhetoric and facts thrown down your throat for the last, some odd years, this is kind of a very interactive thing for that younger generation to get in and see how they can get involved and hopefully end one of the biggest public policy failures, in our recent history.
We're not going to end the drug thing.
Well, we can only
we can try.
We can only get the awareness out there, and with awareness is the only way we can kind of instigate the action. So hopefully we did it in a fun way, and everybo's involved in different ways. So it was a blast to make, but very, very eye opening.
You get some really good people in this. I mean, Woody Harrelson, Susan Sarandon, Eminem, 50 Cent, Russell Simmons, David Simon, Ariana Huffington. How did you get all these people for this?
Obviously the topic alone, people are super reluctant. They don't want to be associated with drugs. And what's cool about this was each of these people, once they kind of saw the direction we were going in and seeing a new perspective as opposed to the same stuff, like I said. And most documentaries are made for people who like documentaries or art house flicks. And, our goal was to really make this for people who don't typically see those films.
Right.
And, all these guys had their own experiences. 50 was a dealer since he was 8 years old. He got through in it through his mom, actually. Eminem obviously dealt with from the addiction side, so it's been fun.
Yeah, we've had 50 Cent on the show talking about it. He's an amazing man. He's a businessman now.
Business.
Like a real businessman.
Business.
Yeah.
But back in the day, man, he was...
Well, let's not act like he's Henry Ford. Running the streets of St. Albans, age 11.
Fucking Carl.
He's the most profitable
Good point.
hip-hop.
Thank God Carl's here today. Huh?
He's actually the most profitable hip-hop guy alive right now. Not through hip-hop, but
Because of that damn
vitamin
water.
Yeah, vitamin water.
You saw that water thing coming.
I should have got in on that one.
No kidding.
Somebody would tell me
Missed
that.
out.
I was like, get out of here. Nobody's going to drink that.
Did you really make $100 million from that, or is that just
He has never said how much.
Probably more.
rumor was
That's
100
how much you know.
That was $100 million.
He laughs and kind of sort of, it's a shitload. A shitload. From water. God, why didn't we think of that?
Because we didn't. We were too busy making dick jokes here on
I know,
the
but
radio.
Should have dick water.
always blew off the financial part of the
What
paper.
about the other stuff? What about that goat skunk? Remember Lil Wayne had that water? I don't think that did as well.
That didn't do as well, no.
Did Lil Wayne have water?
Sex. Yeah, it was called like goat, skunk, weed, sex, water. Nobody bought it.
Why would you buy that?
Yeah, maybe
Worst name
the
ever.
marketing wasn't as good.
Oh, my God.
He was kind of jacked, so people were like, oh, maybe I'll be healthy like him,
I should have hired you.
Yeah.
You got to interview drug dealers in prison?
Yeah, we interviewed guys both in prison and people. The people that were in prison actually didn't make the cut, but the people, most of the drug dealers we had were, big, everybody from the street dealers to, guys who are running and making 200 million in a year.
Wow. Who did you get to talk? Because it says here you got Rick Ross, like Freeway Rick Ross, not the rapper, which I had to ask in the break who he was. He's like a legendary guy who's. Yeah,
he's notorious for he basically is coined with the guy that created crack. and brought
really?
crack to America. Yeah. So he, he served many years in jail, and we got him actually.
You got in on the crack thing before it was crack? Fuck! What are we doing wrong,
We
Carl?
missed that and vitamin water. Fuck.
We could have got in on the crack thing before it was called crack.
The CIA pipeline. Rick Ross.
How much time did he do?
I think he had a 25-year sentence, but he served 5 years.
Why only 5 out of the 25?
He served 5. I mean, the way that it works now with having guys as informants and setting people up, I mean, it's a very complicated web.
But he wasn't an informant.
He wasn't. He was actually set up, but he got out through a very. It's revealed in the film, but it's a very interesting. His situation's actually very interesting because he's coined as the guy that brought crack, but in his local neighborhood, he's like a local Robin Hood. He was handing out money to all the people that needed it,
like Escobar was doing in Colombia.
I think if you're the guy that brings crack to America, maybe you should stay in jail a little longer than 5 years. Don't you think?
It's interesting.
I mean, wow. That says something about the prison system, I think.
The prison system's a whole nother, a whole nother beast. One of the fastest growing businesses in the country right now.
God bless, right?
We're locking everybody up.
That's what I say. Throw them all in the slam. That's what I call it, the slam.
It's scary.
Up the river.
What is Rick Ross doing now that he's out?
He's actually doing a lot of public speaking and talking to young people and explaining how he got into it and how our system
now
works.
that he made his money, he's going to tell everyone not to do it, right?
He lost all the money.
Oh, he ended up losing his empire?
Yeah. So
his crack empire?
Yeah, the funny thing is he was really involved with like the building churches and schools and hospitals. I mean, there was a lot of good actually behind him as well. Obviously.
So he took his crack money and he was building churches and schools and hospitals?
He definitely was supporting them, in his local community.
All right, give him back to the community. That's not too bad.
That's what Pablo Escobar did in Colombia. That's why they loved him so much. Yeah, he would build all kinds of things for the community. And the guy El Chapo, I think his name is, the guy that runs the Mexican Sinaloa cartel. Same thing. I mean, the people protect him because he puts so much money. So many people feel indebted to him that they don't look at him like he's this awful guy. They don't care what product he's pushing. Yeah, they look at him like he's putting money here and. We'll look out for
making things better for some people.
Yeah,
it's charitable.
Huh. Yeah, I mean that's the smart thing those guys do. Drug dealers, it's
the smart move.
It is yes. El Chapo was always smarter, but that's the thing you do is if you take care of the people in the area, they kind of look out for you and protect you. It seems.
Yeah, until we fix the broken system, to be honest, that's the whole point. Is that people like this can how they get involved in it and why they get involved in it and
why do they get involved in it?
You have a black market right now that's making this stuff beyond profitable for people. And so when people can get their hands on it and they have no opportunity and no education and no way out and being able to kind of make something of themselves, this gives a lot of people purpose and gives people, something to do. And it's, especially in their local communities, they're like local celebrities. And,
like Colin.
Yes, except they do less damage to the community.
Colin's just going to sip his Diet Coke until you go fuck yourself. Let you go fuck yourself.
Oh, he's going to come back strong.
No, I'm not. No. Nobody comes back strong when everybody goes, oh, yeah, here we go.
I'm not saying
say something then.
I'm not saying right now.
I'll get you guys
but
back.
It will happen. That's all I'm saying.
Pressure's on.
So when I was growing up, we used to deal drugs, but it was different. It was like everybody dealt to each other. So nobody ever made money.
Like Pooh would deal to you.
Whoa, let's leave his name out of it. But I'm saying, but we would deal, it was called keeping your head. Oh. So you had to have enough drugs for your head. So everybody dealt,
of course.
But nobody made that much money.
You just wanted to have fucking weed.
You just wanted to have your own weed so you'd all sell to each other.
So the profit, there's no profit except for the fact that you had some weed.
Weed dealing, drug dealing thing.
Yeah.
We interviewed Frank Lucas, and I would love to get Nicky Barnes. I would love to interview. I think he's out of jail, isn't he?
I think so.
Did you get him for the film or no?
We didn't. I think he might have been in jail at the time.
Because he did that center spread for the New York Times,
right?
And fucking Jimmy Carter saw it. Oh, no, this guy's got to go.
Whoa.
Because they were going to use his mugshot, and they told his lawyer, if he doesn't do a photo shoot, we're going to run the story with his mugshot. And they should have just let him use the mugshot, but I guess Nicky Barnes didn't want his mugshot in the New York Times Sunday edition.
Bragging.
Yeah, but that's bad when the president looks at your picture and goes, this guy has to be pulled off the streets. Wow. Who else did you get besides Freeway Rick Ross to talk to you.
You know, we got one of the biggest international drug smugglers by the name of Brian O'Day, who's fascinating. He smuggled, I believe he made over $250 million.
Wow.
Yeah, he served over 10 years, and he's in the film, was really, really candid on kind of how he got involved in it and how this was like his only way to, make money at the time. He had, was broke and kind of turned to it in a kind of an innocent way, and it blew up for him as a business guy. That's the thing, is these guys, a lot of the guys are not your typical, it's not a black and white kind of thing. It's like a lot of the guys are not who you would expect a lot of times.
Right.
And obviously, you definitely have the guys that are, but
what makes a guy go viral? Because you got a lot of these guys dealing, and then every once in a while you get one that goes viral and makes the 250 mil.
Right.
He's got the brains, man. He's got the brains. He had a really amazing kind of system set up and people working for him, and how he got things in the way that they would smuggle it in through ponchos and soaking it into clothing, and I mean, you name it.
It is amazing. Like, there's a great book called The Man Who Made It Snow about a guy named Max Mermelstein who was married to somebody fairly high up in the Medellin cartel. Like, he was one of the only Americans to get access to, like, Escobar. And who were the brothers? The Ocha brothers? The guys that kind of...
The Diaz brothers.
Slam the keys down. But yeah, that was really interesting on how they started flying the drugs in, and how they came up with dropping the packages in the ocean, and how he thought he was going to be killed when they lost a big shipment because the packages fucking burst when they hit the water, and then he had to go to Colombia. And explain why fucking millions of dollars worth of merchandise was floating in the Atlantic Ocean.
Imagine his face when it exploded.
His opening line to the Ocha brothers. Funny story.
The title.
Got to take pictures of that shit to prove that it broke too.
Well, he said it was basically they wanted to know what it was, and he had to say, "Is this they like, did he steal from us, or is this the cost of doing business?" And they came to the conclusion that
Could you do the accents next time you do those characters?
Yeah, I just
from us, or is this the cost of doing business?
Yeah, well, they were just older Jewish men. Is this the cost of doing business?
Yeah, I mean, if the laws weren't the way they were, the way that they are, and they weren't set up the way that they are right now, people wouldn't have the incentive to getting into this industry and the drug trade the way that it is right now. And I think that's the biggest thing, is us as people just really looking at where we are as a country and taking our rights back. I mean, this is something that I think a lot of people are just like, it's a failed war, and we all know this, but I mean, we spent $1 trillion. Imagine if we spent that trillion on productive solutions or things that actually helped people, or anything else.
Do you think they should just legalize it? But what about, do you think it's affecting, I always want to know, do you think it's affecting these cartels right now, all the legal pot?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's costing them a lot of money, right?
Absolutely. I mean, what happens is these cartels are making more and more money the more, the harsher our drug laws are. I mean, that's just
And do you
fact.
think all the legal pot, like, they probably hate that?
Absolutely. They can't stand it. But I don't think it's just, a black and white thing, like just legalize everything and people walking around. I mean, otherwise,
everyone's a junkie.
I think that, in all honesty, though, there's a lot of things out there that people do out of desperation and out of necessity. And I think that, if we look at things and don't judge them so harshly as a black-white issue, and start, saying what we can do and taking things on an individual basis, I think we'd be a lot better off.
I'm annoyed I didn't see this, because I've heard about it, and there is, like, I hate to say there's a buzz about it, but I mean, people are talking about it. And
absolutely.
It premieres. It opens when, and Mike Tyson is, the exec producer on it?
No, that's a different film I'm doing.
Okay. That's
boy.
Champs.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about Mike Tyson. You guys really are good friends?
Yeah, Mike's a good buddy.
We've had him on, and
I love Mike.
He's become a regular. We love the guy.
Mike's the man.
Now that he's opening up and just not that serious Mike Tyson that we saw for most of those years, he's great. He's a lot of fun to hang out with.
He's a character.
You were a groomsman at his wedding?
I was in the wedding. We had an amazing. He had a kind of a secret wedding. He had a birthday party. He and his wife. Actually, Mike's birthday is this Sunday. And he and his wife's birthday is about a week ago. And at the time, they'd been together like 3 years. I think they were actually legally married, but never had a formal ceremony. So they were doing a joint birthday and surprised all the guests, and made this it was a very small, intimate wedding, but it was awesome. And Mike's hilarious, and as you know, really witty, quick,
Really quick.
I mean,
he's very silly. That was my favorite part of his show. Is this like to see him behaving silly is fun to watch.
Yeah, the one man show I'm sure you've seen, and now HBO picked it up.
HBO's
yeah,
which is
special,
which is great because it was amazing.
Yeah, he's been through everything. I mean, that's the thing about Mike is he's legitimately been through everything. It's the good, bad, the ugly. He's there, and I think now he's kind of had a moment to take a step out and reflect, and I think that's what makes that.
And you're a big boxing fan. You made Champs, which is a look at celebrities that love boxing.
It's not even a boxing film, and it's not even made for celebrity or boxing junkies. It's really about the mindset and heart of a champion, and it's about for anybody that is out there that has been through anything that insurmountable obstacles and feels like they've had the toughest time or a bad shake on stuff. It's the type of film where hopefully we're trying to make it like the Rocky documentaries where you really are. It's a lot bigger. Boxing is kind of used as the vehicle.
Okay. Well, it's called Champs.
Yeah, it's almost like a small independent film cast. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mark Wahlberg, De Niro, Denzel Washington, Ron Howard, Jeremy Piven, Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, and Bernard Hopkins.
But those are like well-known people, Jimmy.
No, I was just kidding. I was giving the opposite.
No,
literal, Anthony. It's a
See
fucking.
what we did there?
We had Sugar Ray Leonard on too. We almost got him crying.
He almost cried.
I think we backed off at the last second. We didn't want to be here as he's crying. I think.
I wanted that.
I think we all felt kind of awkward.
We were talking about his abuse, and he had been. You read his book. He talked about being abused a little bit, and
he shares it in our film. Yeah.
Oh, he does. Oh, he does. Okay, but
does he cry for your film?
He's a great public speaker. I mean, he's known as that's what he does. That's what he does. But
we loved him.
Yeah, he's an inspiring, amazing guy.
He was terrific.
Well, we were talking to him, and he was talking about that, and he looked like he was ready to cry. So it was a nice pause and a pregnant pause and kind of a nice moment. But there are some people who are uncomfortable with emotion and just kind of went, it's okay, right? It's okay, right? Some people.
I don't like when people kind of get that emotional shit going.
He was good, though.
I got to cut that right off. Nip in the bud.
I'm sure he loved that.
Yeah, I probably was like,
It was funny.
tits.
Bring in the tits, please. Let's change the subject.
Assy tits.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking monster.
That was the best.
What happened?
I'm just showing him my favorite Golovkin.
Oh.
He's a killer.
Was he a boxer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
In Kazakhstan, is that where he's from?
Yeah.
Well, tell us more about him.
Deadly.
Is he a heavyweight, lightweight? What's his record?
No, I was just having a moment with Bert trying to show him, hey, I got the inside dope on the box.
It was a nice moment, but you talked it into a microphone and we have ears, so I would like to know more about this guy.
No.
All right.
Maybe Bert can tell you about him.
Bert,
What's
comment?
Cool? He's an amazing guy and loves long walks on the beach. Actually, the guys in our film, what's interesting is it's not, a lot of guys look at boxing and it's kind of, it's a dying sport, and I think a lot of people have an appreciation of where it's from and what it stood for back in the day, and then obviously it's been corrupted a lot over the years. And this film's really, the things that these guys have gone through in life and how we all do is really what struck with me, because to be honest, I wasn't the biggest boxing fan before I started this project. I like boxing. I'm a sports fanatic, but really it was about these guys' stories were so relatable to anybody from anywhere in life, which was beyond fascinating. I mean, even someone like Mary J. Blige, who's in the film, she, Mary, I know, outside socially, and she was just like, wow, like, what project are you working on? Once we talked about it, she got really into it and was like, you know what, I resonate with fighters and the things I've been through. I don't know if you guys know her story, but just from the drug abuse, and was homeless at one point and was abused as a child. And she really related to these fighters at a young age, even though she's not a huge boxing person.
She was homeless before she became famous?
She was, wow. Yeah, at one point in her life. So it's a perfect example of someone who's just like, been through the ringer and looks at someone like Mike and these guys is very, very relatable. And it's kind of, as an audience member, you're like, wow, I'm not that different than these guys. There's something for everybody.
You got famous friends, man.
With a name like Bert, you need all the help you can get.
For real, you got famous friends. The drug movie is the first one that we all got to check out, and then we're going to check out Champs, later on this year, I think.
Yeah.
Make Money Selling Drugs opens Wednesday the 26th. It's showing at the IFC Center here in New York, and then it expands out to LA, Seattle, Portland, and Atlanta on Friday. And you can also, if you don't live in these areas and you don't want to fucking get on a plane to watch a film, you can get it on demand. This is the beauty of the internet. It is available on demand Friday.
I like that on demand thing for some
it's amazing.
Movies.
It's fucking amazing.
It's about time.
Yeah. It's on demand right now, actually.
No, I know. They used to only put the shitty movies on demand before, but now it's like the legit films are finally putting up there for us to watch at home. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was on demand.
It's available on demand.
Wait, it's how you can actually reach the masses. Finally, it's the archaic old studio systems is gone.
They would only do it with the shitty films.
Yeah, go to iTunes. They're
not doing that anymore.
It's on iTunes.
I'm sorry, Bert. It opened yesterday. Why wouldn't it say opened yesterday? It says opens Wednesday the 26th.
Someone's fired.
Yeah, let's hope so. It's on demand Friday now. iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and what is Vudu?
It's similar to those. Vudu's great. Got different kind of on-demand films, new great movies.
I had no idea this was available. I would have watched it because Roland's like, you gotta see it, you gotta see it. And I'm like, where?
It's available on TV.
Yeah,
and
maybe he told me, I just didn't understand it. Did you try talking to Roland? It's a fucking abomination.
It's easier listening.
He's gonna give me a cronut.
Yes.
Oh, he's still talking about those hunks of shit?
Said if I give him $120, he'll give me a cronut.
Yeah,
he's obsessed with the cronuts.
He's dealing cronuts.
He is. He's a cronut dealer.
So he is.
Because the cronut guy is stupid. He doesn't understand how to run a business. He only makes, I think, 32 a day.
Yeah,
there's a huge demand, and he refuses to make more.
I feel like it's a sham.
Yeah, he assumes cronuts are going to be really hot a year from now. Fuck.
I feel like all these guys in line are hired by him. I don't know. I feel like this is a
they line up at 5:30 in the morning.
Maybe
for a
we need
dumb
a new cronut connection.
Why wouldn't you make just a shitload?
Got some Columbia cronuts.
I understand the supply and demand thing to a point, but Jesus,
capitalize your shit.
Yeah,
I hate that guy. I hate him.
Yeah, we hate him.
I hope cronuts cause leukemia and it comes out and he's ruined. He's a prick.
He's making us beg for cronuts, and then we did beg. We were stupid enough to beg, and we're still not getting our cronuts.
How are they?
We don't know.
I heard
to this day we don't know.
I want to buy. My goal is to buy 2 and then take them out in front of everybody online and just step on them on the ground. It's just not a very big goal at age 44, but it's something I want to do.
Let's film that.
That would be nice. The destruction of the cronuts, like a 2-minute documentary.
It's like when he did the Rich Voss's CD when he came out.
I bought Voss's first CD.
He bought the first CD in front of all of us. He goes, "How much?" And Voss goes, "I'll give her one." He goes, "No, I want to pay for it." And he paid for it and just dropped it and smashed it. We all had a lovely laugh.
It was one of my greater moments. And it's the most happiness that CD brought anybody fucking since.
I think I have my next documentary.
Just breaking shit and paying for it and then breaking it. It just feels good. So, how to make money selling drugs. And it's not really how to make money selling drugs, right? It's kind of an anti-drug thing.
To be honest, it really is a how-to guide. We set it up, like I said, a video game, a how-to from the corner street dealer to running a drug cartel. And it's literally shows you from every angle, from every side, people's different point of views, and also how it's imminently fundable. Like it's endless. The money is everything. And that's kind of what this is, as opposed to just following one story or one specific
laundering.
Any of it. It's really just following the money.
Kind of like The Wire.
It's a lot like The Wire. If you like The Wire, if you like Breaking Bad, it's really for...
This movie's for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Those are definitely inspirations for us.
What level do you have to start chopping people's heads off? Like, what level? Do you, in order to be one of those giant cartel guys, you got to get your hands dirty there? You got to start lopping heads off?
It's brutal, man. I mean, like in Mexico, I think over the last 6 years, 50,000 people have
It's
died.
crazy.
I mean,
that's a great question. Where's the crossover from? You're just dealing a little coke
I just want to deal some
till
drugs.
you're dumping a body in these rivers.
Like, I got to start chopping heads off. I can't believe I'm up to this point.
Where is that? Where is that fucking line?
I'm leveling up.
Does anyone know? Where's that line? Where next thing you know, you're like, what the fuck? I have to hack a body apart tonight?
But even in that world, the Mexicans are crazy. Like, drug dealers shoot each other, but American drug dealers don't saw heads off.
Yeah, and leave them in resorts.
That's fucking frightening, man.
Heads off is almost like hack at this point. They skin their head, they put them on soccer balls and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I saw all kinds of evil shit. It's like a black comedy type thing now.
The worst video I've ever seen was a guy hanging upside down naked, and there was like 6 guys in fucking paramilitary gear standing around him with face masks on, and the guy is struggling like a fish on a line, and they cut his cock off, and then he just kind of goes like, it's a horrible, and it didn't even bleed that much, which was bizarre, and then they slowly saw his head into a fucking bucket upside down. They saw his head off.
And you watched the whole thing.
And you know what the sad thing is? I don't believe that's the worst video you've ever seen.
Yeah,
no, or
true.
been in, actually. But yeah,
It's the worst one he's ever jerked off to.
Even that.
He's about to eat sushi.
Yeah, oh,
Jimmy, respect.
Jimmy can watch this stuff. We can't.
But it's
we not so
unsettling
much.
and it's terrible. But you know what? It's
How
fucking.
can you watch it though?
I was talking to somebody who wants to go to Mexico.
It's a cautionary tale.
And I'm like, don't go.
Why? Mexico's all right. And you can go to certain parts.
Yeah.
It's a giant country.
Exactly.
It's like saying don't come to the United States because Detroit.
But it's different because they can't.
not.
That's much different because the
I was in
drug.
Mexico last year.
Exactly.
They treat me like a homecoming king.
The drug dealers, they don't care about the cops. They don't. It's not like being here because they don't behead police officers here and throw them in the fucking town square.
Now who's being naive?
Yeah, I mean, they run everything there, though. That's the truth. I mean, the cops don't have half the weapons they have. They don't have half the power.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
the cops are completely outmanned.
And
If their
they're all
guys are
cops. They're ex-cops.
Absolutely. And if their guys are in jail, guess what? They take a bunch of guns, military guys.
Get them out of there.
Bring a tank, literally, and
Amazing.
walk them in and walk them out. And we have a video of that in the film.
And that guy Juarez fucking killed all those people in the rehab. He fucking broke into a rehab and murdered everybody trying to get clean from drugs in the rehab.
Why?
Because he's a piece of shit.
Because it was bad for business.
Yeah.
Is that El Gaucho? Who the hell were you talking about?
El Gaucho. El
Chapo?
El Chapo.
No, you silly goes. El Chapo.
Charlie Chapo was
Yeah, what
right
the
there,
fuck,
Chip.
whatever. Fucking double beheadings, Comia. They don't know. No, they don't know where El Chapo is. He's in the mountains somewhere. They'll probably never find him.
By the way, we have a new app that we're launching today. We haven't actually even announced it, but I'll announce it here. We have it's called Tug of War, and literally anybody who likes the movie or is passionate about this subject or just wants to know how to get involved and actually, because a lot of times you watch a film like this, you're like, great.
Right.
Now, what the fuck do we do? It's been 40 years and there's just a documentary. We don't want it to end there. The whole idea is to open up that conversation, not be scared to talk about things like this. And you can get involved in organizations that are going to hopefully get to the government, and we need to force that change as opposed to just waiting on politicians to make changes, because that's just not not in the
That'll
cards.
never happen.
Well, you can see it now on demand, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, or on Vudu. And if you happen to be here in New York, it's at the IFC Center in New York City, playing now. It then expands to LA, Seattle, Portland, and Atlanta if you'd rather see it in a theater on Friday.
Yeah, in New York, we're doing a Q&A too. Me and the other producer on it, Adrian Grenier from Entourage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we'll be doing a Q&A after the film tonight. So definitely come out and
Where is IFC?
say what's up.
Yeah, where is IFC?
In Greenwich.
Okay.
Let's go.
In Greenwich?
I heard crickets, guys. This is not a good sign.
Let's go. Jimmy just looked
It's
at
on. I think it's 6th and it's 323.
He messed me up because he said in Greenwich, and I'm thinking
Oh, no,
Connecticut.
323 Greenwich.
Okay, because he said in Greenwich.
On
I'm like,
Greenwich. I meant on.
fucking Greenwich,
Thoroughly.
So
Connecticut?
you're trying to figure out how to drive to Greenwich, Connecticut.
I didn't know what he was
tonight.
talking about.
All right, at least he knows what happened.
Yeah, it's
there,
right off
'cause
6th Avenue. It's cool.
Okay, it is. in
We
the
made
city.
it
All right.
look like we had no desire to see your movie.
Yeah, 10 minutes from here.
Yeah,
Stay
very
on
cool.
Biscayne.
I'm gonna see this
Don't get
movie.
off Biscayne.
Bert Marcus, thank you so much. How to make money selling drugs. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
A website or a Twitter?
Yeah, check out the website is on tribecafilm.com, and you can look us up on Facebook too, and definitely check out the new app, Tug of War.
And come back when you're promoting Champs later this year.
Yeah, I'll bring Mike.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, we love Mike. He comes in. He's very fun.
He's great.
So.
All right, cool. We got to
Thank
take
you
a
very
quick
much,
break,
Bert.
and then we got tits next. So
Thanks, fellas.
we go from you to tits. So, and Colin Quinn is here, and it's
Yes.
great. Stay there.